Hi, this is Dr. Don. I want to take a few minutes and walk you through the Quick Start exercise, your first lab in this course. This is the Quick Start lab page, and I'm just going to scroll down through the material here, and this kind of shows you some information about where we are, where we're going, and here's that video, and here is the link that you click to go to the Quick Start lab. So I'm just going to click that link, and it'll take you to this page. I'm assuming you don't already have an RStudio Cloud account, so we'll have to sign up for one. It's not hard to do. Just click on sign up, put in my email address. I'm going to pause here. I need to put in a password, and they like a strong one. You should always have that. So I'm going to paste in a strong one and then sign up. And it says it will send me an email. So I'm going to pause here and go get my email and click verify. So I got this little flag here saying they verified my email. So I'm going to close this and click continue. We can see that RStudio Cloud is preparing my workspace and it's loading the Quick Start project. This may take several seconds, sometimes as long as a minute, for it to totally deploy and to display into your workspace. And here you can see we have the Quick Start project. One of the things you should do right away, notice up the top here, we've got a notice that says this is a temporary copy. This is a copy of the original Quick Start project out of our primary space. We want to save a permanent copy, so I just click there, and now it's being copied into my workspace. So theoretically, if I go back here, we can see that the Quick Start project is now saved in my workspace where we want it to be. And every time you go back, it will again deploy. Here is the basic RStudio workspace. We've got the console window over here. That's where the actual code will run when we run code. This I call the files window because it defaults to that. You can see the files we have in this Quick Start project. And there's some other things here we'll talk through in later videos. This is the environment video. When we create an object, here we have a data object called UN_votes that the code creates. It'll show up here in the environment window. Now, what you will do is click on the Quick Start RMD. RMD stands for R Markdown, and we'll load that document over here into the editor window. You can see how the console is pushed down, and it opens up the editor window, and that's where we do most of our work. The first thing you're going to do here on this one and on all of the lab reports when you open up the templates is to type in the title if you need to change it, and also your name. I'm just going to type in my first name here. You would type in your whole name. So here is a typical R Markdown document. The beauty of R Markdown is allows you to save your analysis and your report, your text, in one document so it's reproducible. What I mean by reproducible, as you scroll down here, I've got this fancy image, you'll see we have things that look just like ordinary text in a Word document, and that's what it is. The little pound symbols is one way we have of indicating we want something made larger. And you can type in, edit, delete, just like Word in this text portion. As we scroll down, you'll see these gray sections. Those are R code sections. We call them chunks. And you can see here we've got a number of commands in this R chunk. Over here on the right side, we've actually got a little play button where we can run this code. And when we run the code, it will do the things we want it to do. One of the things I would mention to you, when you create your report, you're going to have a mixture of text. Text only goes in the white spaces. Code only goes in the gray spaces. And we'll show you how to add additional code spaces. And I'll just scroll down through this UN report. This is the big code chunk where we create the fancy graphic, and we talk about that a little bit. And then we've got some references down at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and click on knit. And what it's doing, R, is playing all of your code, all of your text, putting it into one master document so you can have your text and your code chunks so people that need to reproduce your work will be able to see everything in the right sequence. Now, the default that we have set up here is that it creates an HTML page. You can see it's got my name up there. It'll have your name when you do it right. And you can scroll down through to see your text part of your report and the code that you ran, which makes this a reproducible report. Pretty neat. Now, when you knit in your actual lab, you can also choose to produce either a PDF document, which is what we asked you to do, or a Word document. We like the PDF in our labs here, and we'll show you how to do that. So this is the basic lab, and I think you'll find this first part pretty easily informative, and then we'll have a debrief after you run this first part. Little link there that takes you to the debrief. So I'm going to close that Markdown document. One final thing, you should create a bookmark so you can get back to this space, your workspace, very quickly. We'll be doing all of the labs in your RStudio Cloud account, which is labeled as the workspace. And as we do the labs, you'll have additional projects that'll add it to your list here. So I think you'll find this first quick start fun and easy, and then we'll do a debrief and walk you through the rest of the first lab. Hope this helps.